Summit County, Colorado is quickly becoming one of the top destinations for vacation homeowners in the United States. Summit County is aptly named Colorado's playground because it is located only an hour from downtown Denver and an hour and a half from Denver International Airport. With stunning landscapes and a swath of outdoor activities, Summit County has something for everybody. In today's video, we're going to talk about why I think buying a vacation home in Summit County in 2025 will make a fantastic investment. So let's get into it. Now, when choosing a vacation home in a mountain resort town here in Colorado, you have a wide variety of options to choose from. Places like Vail and Aspen are super popular, Steamboat, Crested Butte, and even as far as Telluride. The beauty of Summit County, which contains Breckenridge, Keystone, Frisco, Silverthorne, Dillon, and Copper Mountain, is that we are conveniently located to Denver and Denver International Airport, which is great if you work in the city and you're just looking to come up for the day or for the weekend. You don't have to tack on an extra 2 to 3 hours of travel time to get to your other mountain destinations. The other great benefit of Summit County is that Summit County is at a more approachable price point. The average home here in Summit County is about $1.3 million. Compare that to other mountain towns like Vail or Aspen, where the average price point is $22 million. Definitely not approachable if you're asking me. So combine the proximity to Denver and the approachable price point and make Summit County the ideal choice for the vacation homeowner. The other benefit is that if you are working in the city and you choose to work remote, you still have very close access to Denver if you need to go down to the office for the day or maybe do some networking or something of that nature. Summit County, Colorado is still in high demand for vacation homeowners because we have so many outdoor activities, but namely it's our ski resorts or the abundance of ski resorts that we have out here, including 5 major ones within a 20-minute drive. Breckenridge, Keystone, and Copper Mountain are the most notable that we have out here. And so I still think that in 2025, Summit County is going to make a great investment if you're looking to buy a vacation home to create memories with the family, or if you're looking at it as an investment opportunity for further down the road. Now, Summit County's appeal doesn't just stop at the ski resorts. In fact, we have one of the best summers of any vacation resort market in the entire country. It's a little bit shorter than most summers, but with about 2 to 3 months of sunshine, it never gets above 80 degrees, and we have a very dry climate, which lends itself to the perfect climate for outdoor activities such as hiking, biking, camping, and a bunch more if you're into that sort of thing. Now let's talk about the Summit County housing market. I mentioned the average price point at about $1.3 million. Right now, we are still in a seller's market, if you can believe it or not. We are actually at 4.9 months of inventory. And if you're not familiar with the concept of a buyer and seller's market, basically when we're at 6 months of supply, that is an even market, meaning it does not favor buyer or sellers. If we're above 6 months of inventory, it is a buyer's market, meaning it's taking sellers longer to sell their home, aka longer than 6 months. If it's less than 6 months, it means it's taking sellers less time to sell their home, which means it is a seller's market. And that is kind of the common theme you see in Summit County and what makes it such a unique investment opportunity. Summit County has kind of always been like this. If you're looking at the historical trends for the last 50 years, I mean, heck, if you're even going back hundreds of years into the mining ages here in Summit County, we've always had a shortage of housing as one of our main issues here in Summit County. And the reason is if you're looking at a map, Summit County is basically 95% national forest or protected space. And we have a small strip of land along the highways that is buildable land for homes. So you couple the limited supply with the high demand for those homes. So this is just economics 101, supply and demand. When you have a limited supply of homes and you have high demand for those homes, you're kind of always in this seller's market. Now I hear people saying, oh, it seems like home prices are starting to settle down a bit here in Summit County. Well, yeah, that might be true. Maybe about 5% and 10% in very rare situations. It's only because sellers have overestimated the value of their homes when they go to list on the outset. So for example, if a house is really worth $950,000 and the seller lists it at $1 million and eventually drops it down to $940,000 and sells it at $940,000, well, someone might say, well, look at that, the price of the home dropped 6%. Well, the home should have never been overpriced in the first place. But again, because of the limited supply that we have, sellers tend to be a little overzealous on what they think they can get for their home until eventually it corrects back down to where it should be. And the stats prove this as well. We are at 98% of list price here in Summit County. So you're really never going to see a buyer's market per se here because a lot of our homeowners are high net worth individuals and they usually don't have to sell at a discount. Much like when the stock market goes down, smart stock investors are not going to sell off their stock at a loss. They're going to hold on and just weather the storm. You'll see that happen very often here in Summit County, where homeowners will just hold on because they can afford the carrying costs of when the market makes a downturn. And so that brings me to another part of owning a home here in Summit County. Why I think it makes a great investment is that there's great rental potential in terms of short-term rentals, Airbnbs, things like that. So you can actually offset some of those carrying costs, things like mortgage payments, HOAs, taxes, etc. So there is one thing I do want to mention about the short-term rental market here in Summit County, and I'm going to make a video dedicated to just short-term rentals because there is a lot of confusion surrounding the short-term rental market here in Summit County. But basically, it all started back in 2021 when the town of Breckenridge enacted an ordinance limiting homeowners' abilities to short-term rent their homes. Summit County eventually followed suit and enacted their own short-term rental ordinance. So the way it works right now is that there are designated zones for rentals and designated zones basically for residential neighborhoods. So these rental zones are more or less known as resort overlay zones, meaning that these zones are prime for short-term rentals, Airbnbs. They're kind of situated perfectly for them, whether it be location, proximity to the ski resort, proximity to downtown, hotel-like amenities, etc. And then we've got these neighborhood zones that are more meant to be for full-time residents or locals or second homeowners who don't want short-term rentals. And it's kind of all convoluted and there's really no rhyme or reason to it, which is why I want to make a video dedicated just to short-term rentals. So if you have questions on how all of these rental rules work, please feel free to reach out because I'm happy to talk about it. And I promise that if you go at it alone, you are going to be utterly confused, frustrated, because you're not going to understand any of it. So stay tuned and we'll make a full video on how that works. But basically, yeah, you can generate some good revenue out here, offset some of the costs. And in some cases, you can even cash flow, especially if you're paying all cash for a property. And this is what I love about Summit County as an investment. I look at it as like a forced savings account. I don't look at it as like a short-term investment, looking at it from an ROI perspective, cash flow perspective. I mean, all of those things can be achieved here, but really the money's made in the long-term appreciation and principal pay down. So if you can buy your property with cash right out the gate and avoid the principal pay down, you can actually just start cash flowing right away. And then again, with the limited supply and high demand of homes here and all of the outdoor activities that we have, the ski resorts, the hiking, etc., in 5 to 10 years, your property is going to appreciate. And I'm not saying this because I have a crystal ball, because I don't know the future, but I'm just saying this based off of historical trends that we've seen here in Summit County. And every major downturn, our market's kind of just stagnated. We've probably softened about 5 to 10% at most. And then we just kind of shot right back up because of the limited supply that we have. So I think Summit County is going to be a great investment, and it's just based on economics 101. So what's the breakdown of homes and what can you expect to pay for a home here in Summit County? So home prices range anywhere from low 500,000s for an entry-level studio or one-bedroom condo, all the way up to 3 to 5 million for some of those top-tier luxury modern mansions, if you will. So we have a wide variety of different homes to choose from depending on where you're coming from and what your price point looks like. So if you are just looking to get away for the weekends and it's just you as a bachelor, bachelorette, or you just maybe have a best friend or a partner or something, and you just want a quick little getaway that doesn't require a lot of maintenance, I'd be looking at those condos that are priced anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million, that has an HOA that will basically take care of everything for you. In a lot of situations, our HOAs will cover the carrying costs that usually you would have to come out of pocket for. So things like electric, gas, heat, Wi-Fi, cable, snow removal, trash removal, water, sewer, all of those utilities can be included in your HOA price, which is great if you're just looking to come up here every so often, because it's kind of a set it and forget it kind of methodology, if you will. You buy your condo, everything is taken care of, you just front the bill, and you're good to go. You can just come here, vacation, relax, hang out, and then go back home to Denver or wherever you're coming from. Now, if you're looking at those higher price points in the $3 to $5 million, you're going to be looking at some bigger single family homes, anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 square feet, with some great views or great access to amenities, things like golf courses, off-roading, things of that nature. And then also with that home, you're not going to be having somebody who's taking care of your property full time unless you hire a property management company. And in some cases, we actually do have a local company out here that specializes in just vacation homes, meaning vacation homes that aren't rented out on Airbnb. So this company will actually come in, maintain your house completely for you, and when you're ready to come in, you give them a call about a week or two before, tell them that you're headed into town. They will get the home entirely set up for you, do a complete deep clean, go grocery shopping for you, get the cars all prepped. I mean, they can do literally everything, which is something I would expect if I'm spending $3 to $5 million for a home. I'd basically want everything done for me. So don't think that because you're in Summit County and that we've got that laid back lifestyle that there aren't those luxury services that you could get in a place like Vail or Aspen. Now let's talk about the housing market outlook for 2025. Summit County is steadily growing with more full-time residents, and this is due widely in part to the pandemic, because we have a lot of remote workers now that have chosen to live in Summit County full-time. Our full-time residency has grown slightly. So if you are looking for the opportunity to work remote, I love the idea of Summit County because if you do need to go to the office maybe once or twice a week, you're only an hour away from Denver. So you can do your networking, you can do your marketing, you can go down and work with your employer, whatever it is that you need to do. I don't work in a corporate setting, so I work from home most days. But yeah, you can work remote here, have the place of your dreams, be able to go out for a bike ride in the morning or ski in the morning, and then be back to your desk by 10, 11 o'clock and still get all the work that you need to get done. And then if you need to go down to Denver, you're only an hour away, which is great. The other thing we're seeing from a price point perspective is that I think prices are going to stay steady across the board. The reason being is that we've seen an influx, a major influx of construction projects going up around the county ever since the pandemic. On average, we've seen about 63% of property appreciation from pre-pandemic to now. So naturally, a lot of builders started building because they wanted to profit and capitalize off of the opportunities. Especially here in Silverthorne, we've got new construction projects going up all along the Blue River, including the 4th Street Crossing, which is home to the Bluebird Market Hall, which has a cafeteria style hall with all different types of food options. I love going there. I think it's a really cool spot. We've got Kindred over at the base of Keystone Ski Resort, which is the luxury ski and ski out development, probably the most luxurious ski and ski out development in all of the country. At this point, we've got about 96 condos that were available for sale. I think there's about 20 or so available right now. There's also a 107-room hotel in the middle of that, conference center, restaurants, all at the base of the gondola in Keystone. We've got some great new single-family homes in the Riverfront Highlands subdivision over in Breckenridge, brand new mountain modern construction projects right along the Blue River, just outside of downtown Breckenridge, so you get the peace and quiet of the river, but you're still closely located to Breckenridge. So with all of these brand new construction projects, I think that prices are going to stay steady, and we're not really going to see a major dip in 2025. And lastly, we have to talk about interest rates. I know a lot of buyers are concerned about the interest rate environment and what that means for real estate here in Summit County. I'll be honest with you, it really doesn't affect our market very much. About 48% of our buyers are cash buyers as of this past year, and so that really is a big bulk of our buying market here, and they're not affected by interest interest rates because they're paying in all cash. And the ones that are getting financing, I've noticed they really don't care about the interest rates because they're just using the interest rates to leverage the capital that they have already, meaning that in most of these cases, these people could buy these condos or these homes full price in cash, but they're like, yeah, I think it's not smart to leverage all of my money into one asset, so I'll go ahead and get the loan. The difference between a 5% interest rate and a 7% interest rate doesn't really make too much of a difference to me. So interest rates don't really affect our market here as much as they do in a place like Denver. So it's not really something that I really look towards when I'm looking at the market statistics or the market outlook for the future. And there you guys have it. This is why I think buying Summit County from here on out forever and ever into all of eternity is going to be a great investment, because we just literally have paradise here on earth. This is a micro bubble, and there's just so many things to love about it. And we're so separated from the macroeconomics of the world. We've got world-class ski resorts, which drives most of our tourists. We have incredible summers. We've got Rocky Mountain vistas, beautiful homes, an amazing community. There's so many things to like about this place. And again, we're not affected by macroeconomics because we don't have big industry here. This is really just a place of dreams for most people. And so people with money are going to come here and buy. And again, because we have limited supply of buildable land, our prices will just keep going up because the demand will always be there. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home here in Summit County, or anywhere in the mountain communities of Colorado for that matter, feel free to reach out to me. This is my phone number right here. You can text me or call me, or feel free to email me as well. You can find my email in the description below or pinned on the first comment, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. And I'm stoked to help you buy your next vacation home or help you sell and get your top dollar.